Thank you very much for joining us on this webinar regarding how to establish your company in Spain. This is one of the webinars that I like to discuss the most because it is precisely the purpose for with which I moved to Spain. And the objective of making it easier for you is something that I'm very passionate about. Before we start, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adriana Maria Barba. I'm a dual degree attorney. I graduated law school both from the United States and in Spain. Together with my partner, Manuel Vasquez, I'm managing partner of Vasquez and Barba International Legal Consultants. We are a law firm that has headquarters in Barcelona, operations throughout Spain, and we have offices in several parts of the United States and Latin America. One of our objectives is to make easier the process of investment in Europe for persons in the United States and in the Americas in general. The law firm has been named one of the best law firms for expats in Spain ever since it was founded in 2015. Also cataloged as one of the best lawyers in Spain for real estate transactions and international taxation in Spain. I tell you all this to put all these qualifications at your service. As I mentioned to you earlier, it is my pleasure to make the process of establishing in Spain for you easier than it was for me. I used to live in Latin America. I lived for 12 years in the United States, and I now have lived for 12 years. This year will be my 13th year in Spain, and I don't regret my decision of having made the move one day. So let's get into matter. We're going to be until approximately 7:20. Well, it's 7 for me, but until for 20-25 minutes more. So I encourage you to write all the questions that you may have regarding how to establish your company in Spain. And I will be happy to get to all of them prior to us finishing. Nevertheless, if you don't want to ask your question in public, or if you prefer to have a private consultation with me, please send us an email at info@vvilc.com, and I will be more than happy to schedule a private consultation with you so we can go through your specific plan, and I can draft a services proposal that is helpful to you and your particular case and your particular objective in Spain. So let's talk about Spain and why establishing a company in Spain. It is very important to take into account that the process of opening a company in Spain for a foreigner, and when I say foreigner, I mean a person who's not a citizen of the European Union, is much different than the process to open a company once you are a Spanish citizen or a citizen of any other country of the European Union. So this webinar is specifically designed, and that's part of the reason why I'm imparting it in English. It's specifically designed to explain to persons who are not citizens of the European Union how to establish their companies in Spain. If you happen to be an expat already living in Spain, or a person from another country of the European Union, I will be more than happy to explain the process as it applies to you on a private phone call. Again, to schedule a call with me, please send us an email at info@vvilc.com, which is the same email from which you received the invitation to participate on this webinar. So, taking into account that the process is different for expats or foreigners than Spanish citizens or citizens of the EU, the first step or a preliminary step in order to open a company in Spain while you're still living in your home country will be to grant your trusted advisor, that we hope is us, a power of attorney. In this power of attorney, you will grant us the authority to obtain all the documentation that we need to obtain in order to open the company here in Spain until the company is fully operative. And these authorities, among several others, are the obtention of a foreign ID number, which is also commonly known as a NIE, N-I-E, the opening of the bank account for your company, then presenting ourselves in front of the notary. We always, in order to open a company in Spain, we always have to do it in front of a notary. And a notary in Spain is a much higher authority in the legal hierarchy than in many other countries that are not in the Union. A notary in Spain is comparable to a judge in the United States. So we can go to this appointment at the notaries on your behalf. Then we have to submit those documents to the company's registrar and make some declarations regarding the source of the funds that are coming into Europe to the tax agency here in Spain. So those are as an overview, those are the authorities that you will grant us in the power of attorney. The power of attorney will be drafted by us. It has to be a very specific test in order for it to work. Also, several of the banks that we work with require a specific language that is contained in that power of attorney, so the bank account related to the company is actually opened. And as soon as you hire us, we will send you the draft of the power of attorney for your review, and then the instructions on how to make that document valid so it works for us here in Spain. In many instances, you will have to go to the Spanish consulate at your place of residence and make an appointment with the notary there. And depending on your consulate, that appointment is more difficult or easier to get. Several consulates have different requirements in order to obtain that appointment. Once the original of that document is back to our office fully executed, then we can start acting on your behalf in order to start the establishing of your company in Spain. And one of the first steps that we take is to obtain your foreign ID number. This number is a requirement for any kind of contracts that you may enter in Spain as a foreigner. The document itself is not that complicated to obtain. What is difficult to obtain is the actual appointment that is granted by the national police in order to issue that document. But with that power of attorney that you have previously granted us, we are able to follow up on the status of the application, on the approval of the appointment date, and also pick up the certificate of the power of attorney, the certificate of the NIE number that is given to you so you can enter into contracts in Spain. So far we have spoken about the power of attorney and the foreign ID number, commonly known as NIE. It is important to make a difference here. This NIE number is only for the purposes of opening the company. You, as a foreigner, you always have to obtain a NIE number. And this number, in some cases, is the same that you will have if you decide to become a resident of Spain. But the number itself doesn't grant you the right to reside in Spain. So it is important not to have that confusion. This NIE number will be only for the purposes of opening your company in Spain. Once we have that documentation, then we make a consultation with the company's registrar to make sure that the name of the company that you plan on using is not already being used by any other company in Spain. That is a process that may take a couple of days, but the certificate that we receive, it is necessary in order to go to the next step, which is to open the bank account of the company. So far, we have spoken about the power of attorney, the NIE number. This document with the name is called a certificate of denomination. And now we're going to speak about the bank account for the company. The most commonly societal form that is opened in Spain by foreigners, partly because it requires the minimum social capital, is a limited society, una sociedad limitada, or an SL, which will be comparable to an LLC in the United States. The social capital to open an SL in Spain is 3,000 euros. And it can have, when in cases of foreigners, it can have, and if you want this company to be the basis of an application for a resident card, it can have a maximum of 3 partners, meaning that each partner has to transfer from his or her personal bank account in his country of origin a minimum of 1,000 euros into the bank that is going to open the bank account for the company here in Spain. Then once this transaction is completed, the bank issues a certificate of deposit. The certificate of deposit declares that in the bank, under the company's name, X or Y or Z person has deposited X amount of money in order to contribute to the minimum social capital of that company. If the company is only created by one person, the money has to come from that person's bank account directly to the financial institution that is opening the company for the bank account in Spain. Or if it's being opened by several individuals, then the proportionate amount of the participation of the company has to come from their personal bank accounts. At this point, there might be a little nuance, and it is that the bank requests additional information from the source of the funds. The European law for the prevention of money laundering is very strict. So any funds that come into the European Union have to have passed a very strict control. And depending on the jurisdiction, where the funds are coming from, the reaching of these funds to the company's account may take a longer or shorter time. But once the money reaches the account, then the bank will be able to issue the certificate of deposit. So far we have the following documents: a power of attorney, a NIE number, a certificate of denomination, and a certificate of deposit. With this documentation and the corporate documents that we will draft on your behalf for your company, we will make an appointment with the notary. The notary will make sure that all these documents are in order, that we actually have the authority to represent you, and will create a deed of creation of the company by you. this deed, and we will appear to the notary's appointment on your behalf. The deed and sign on your behalf this deed. The deed will later be forwarded to the company's registrar. There, it will be evaluated by the authorities there, and once your company is ready for incorporation, they will communicate it to us and send us the certificate of registration of the company. With this certificate of registration, we also have to inscribe the administrator of the company as a person subject to taxes in Spain with the local tax authority, which is known as AEAT. With the tax agency, we will also have to fill out declarations again regarding the foreign investment, and we have to pay the taxes and obtain the fiscal ID number for the company and for the administrator of the company. Once this whole process is completed, then your company will be ready for operation in Spain. This is a process that in calendar days usually takes an approximate of 8 months. I know that compared to many other countries in the world, actually, it is a very long process, because in countries like the US and several states, the process of creating a company takes a maximum of 24 to 48 hours. And this is why I insisted at the beginning of this webinar that the process of opening a company in Spain by a foreigner is very different than when you already are a citizen of Spain or of any other country of the European Union. I urge you to make your questions, so I make sure, because we're only going to be here for 5 or 10 more minutes, so I make sure that I'm able to reply to all your questions prior to ending the webinar. Why establishing your company in Spain? Spain, as you know, is a country situated in the southern part of Europe, with fantastic airports and a fantastic net of connection, both with the rest of Europe, with the Americas, and with Northern Africa. You having your company located in Spain will open you to a fantastic market that is not only for the capacity that the Spanish market itself has, but also because Spain is a country that is a full member of the European Union and the Eurozone. As different from many other countries, in Spain, you don't need a Spaniard to be part of your company in order for the company to be incorporated. A company in Spain can be fully created by persons who are not citizens of Spain. In addition, our company can also facilitate for you the obtention of the necessary licenses and permits once your business is ready to operate. Spain has a thriving economy, which is very strong and diverse, and it provides ample opportunity to entrepreneurs. The entrepreneur ecosystem is one of the strongest one in Europe, and if any of your services have any relation with either the tourism, manufacturing, technology, or renewable energy sectors, you will be part of a very dynamic market. Your business will have an amazing potential for growth and success. And in this part, I want to tell you that not specifically if you are in those areas of business, but also in any kind of business. As you know, I'm the managing partner of our own company, and we are a law firm and a real estate agency. And as a foreigner in Spain, it has been my experience that you can be a very successful business owner as a foreigner in the country. Also because Spain has made significant efforts to create a favorable business environment. The situation as it is now, it offers much more options than when approximately 10 years ago we decided to open our company. The government has implemented reforms to simplify bureaucracy, reduce taxes, and encourage foreign entrepreneurship here in Spain. Today, it's much simpler to open a business in Spain than, let's say, 10 years ago. Seeing from our different platforms because we're streaming in both in YouTube and LinkedIn via Zoom and on other social media that we don't have any questions. So allow me to finish that Spain is highly regarded for its high quality of life. It has a climate that is very soft, warm in the summer and very easy winters, beautiful landscapes, rich culture, and an excellent work-life balance. As a business owner in Spain, you will be able to enjoy all the benefits of the Spanish and European economy while experiencing the vibrant Spanish lifestyle. It will be really my pleasure to assist you in making this dream of yours a reality. And as you know, you can always reach us at info@vvilc.com, and we'll be more than glad to assist you either on a personal phone call or sending you our personalized service proposal so we can start working for you as soon as you want us to. It is my pleasure to have accompanied you on this webinar. Thank you very much for your presence, and I hope to see you next Tuesday when we will be speaking about another topic regarding how to make a life, invest, and create your business in Spain. I look forward to hear from you soon. Have a great afternoon.